everybody, and welcome to another episode of our FM19 Journeyman, and I'm glad you're here because, well, our team aren't. Normally, I sort the team out before we go into a game, but I just wanted you to see this. This is the team that played in the last game, both the starting 11 and the bench. This is everyone. Yeah, we've got 4 suspensions, a first team injury, and a bench injury. Wonderful. I'm going to go and sort this out and try and figure out what we can piece together. Well, I've just scrolled down and realised a pretty major issue is we only actually have 5 available players on the bench. And like I've just said, 6 players injured in our squad. So, we're not actually going to have a full team. This is just bizarre. So I've gone to our under-19s to try and nick a player to play, and I wanted a striker, and our best striker in the under-19s is also injured. This is actually just a bit of a joke. So this is what I've settled with. It's a 4-2-4, and honestly, yeah, it's a bit of a mess. The bench especially, don't even look at it. But, well, we're just going to go out, we're going to try and play, and to be honest, the squad's still pretty solid. It's not the best, but these aren't also the best. They've just sacked their manager. They're not a great team. They're down in 19th. If there was a game where you wouldn't mind having half your team out, quite literally half your team, it might be this one. So I'm going to say we owe Lille after what happened in our last match. And quite a few players like that. And well, the assistant got a couple on board as well. So all in all, not a terrible start. We need to rotate. We need to allow our players to... where's our entire squad is suspended option? We've got a throw-in very early on, less than a minute in, as Bordas is on the ball, flicks all the way over and finds Vidal beautifully there, actually. Plays forward to Grandsol, but does get tackled. The long ball comes up and they flick on, but Mysonio should claim this with ease. And, well, at first, it was looking like that was going to be quite a good chance for us. But now we're going to have to build out all the way again from the back as Nasruddin is on the ball, knocks across to Bordas. The thing is, a lot of these players have been starters for us at some point, so it's not too terrible. As Pretty's on it, knocks across to Bakwa. Can we find a ball forward? No, Bakwa just runs himself. And to be fair to him, it was a good run, but the shot just did not do it justice. A poor effort. As Stefan smacks a free kick, Romain hits the bar. It was a great ball in, but again, we just couldn't get the finish on it, and I think that might be a recurring theme today. Well, we've got another throw in here, and Vidal finds Grandsol with it, and maybe we can create another chance as it falls to Bakwa in the box, who absolutely smacks it, and that is a wonderful finish on the end of that ball. I said our finishing wasn't going to be great, but to be honest, that was wonderful, and that's Vidal linking up with Bakwa, 2 players who are pretty much backups at this point. And they combine beautifully for an excellent goal. That's a very good ball in, by the way, from Vidal, who, to be fair to him, since we've brought him in on a free transfer, whenever we've needed him, he's never let us down, really. He's always done a pretty solid job. And the back we're putting in a great finish on that puts us 1-0 up in the first half, and we're going to look to carry this forward. But there is a late throw-in in this half, so, well, it's not over yet, that's for sure. But if we can win this back, it could be in our favour. But for now, it's with them, and they're pushing forward down this right-hand side, but we're pressuring well. They are passing nicely, though. They've just ran all the way forward, but I'm pretty sure Mysonio just ran into that to keep it out. But yet another highlight as they look to push forward once again, and we're just struggling to get the ball off of them at all. They strike from a long way out, but fortunately their finishing is even worse than ours, because that was appalling. Well, it's half-time, and a 1-0 lead against a team struggling as badly as Lyon isn't great, but when you consider the amount that we've been forced to rotate, it's not too terrible at the end of the day. I think if we can get the win in today's game, we can run with that all day long. Happy with your performance so far, keep it up, and so far, yeah, it's going well. We can't be too upset, like I said, considering the team, so let's just keep going and see what we can do. They've got a throw in deep in our half. They're going to look to try and find someone, and to be fair, it's a great ball in. It falls to the edge of the box. They strike, and well, that is a very well carved out goal. It's hard to argue with that. That was a great ball in there, but unfortunately, it does, well, it's our deficit, isn't it? It's put us 1-1, it's levelled it out. And yeah, that's a wonderful pass across. They're in so much space, and we just had no one marking him. It's level, it's 1-1, and that's not ideal. We need to now find a second goal. Well, there's 15 minutes left to play, and we don't have that many options available to us, but what I'm going to do is bring on Bertheus for Bordas, push him forward and go for an advanced playmaker, I think, on support, and just try and find some more creative outlets to try and create just I feel like if we can just get a chance, a good chance, we will be able to put it away. But, well, maybe this could be it, as we do have a throw in. Nasruddin finds Pretty, who puts in a cross, but they head clear. It falls to Bertheus, maybe? No, he just doesn't sprint. He just doesn't get on the end of it. Seiler just burns past Diabate, goes all the way, puts the ball across, and that was absolutely outrageously bad defending. That was absolutely horrific. We should have been all over that ball. Bertheus just let it go. Diabate's just like a traffic cone. Absolutely useless. Just, my Sonny sort of flaps at it, but from there it looks like he couldn't save a word file, and Jesus, absolutely appalling. It's 2-1, and I was quite optimistic when we were 1-0 up that, this will be a decent result considering the team, and then we've just absolutely bottled it in the second half. 45 seconds left to go, and, well, there's a highlight, but to be honest, we know it's just going to be the end of the game, don't we, as Staniyev's running forward with it, and this is, even considering the injuries, a defeat to Lille, the injuries, the suspensions, the everything else. A defeat to Lille is a poor result, and I don't think there's much else you can say. Or is it going to be a defeat? Pretty running forward, strikes, and it is not a defeat to Lille. It is a draw. I said it was just going to be the end of the game, and I have never been happier to be wrong. Pretty smacks it. And it's 2-2. Absolutely no complaints at all. It's a great ball forward from Nasruddin. Pretty sprints onto the end of it, just literally rifles it into the back. It's level, it's 2-2, and we will take that all day long. And there is a highlight from kickoff, as we knew there would be, due to the little amount of time remaining in the game. Can we put the pressure on and maybe snatch a winner? No, it doesn't look like it. They go all the way back to their keeper, and, well, I don't know if this is a good point, but it's a point, and I'll take it, to be honest. I think, we'll have to, really, won't we? I'm going to say you're not good enough, because I think we have to, right? These are a poor team, and we need to try and be demanding more. We need to be demanding better, but that's not bad. It's really not. It's not terrible at all. And, I just think it could have gone worse, is kind of the thing that's just, I'd resigned myself to the loss for sort of the last highlight of that game, so to get anything from it is kind of good. Like, it's uplifting, because it doesn't feel like we've thrown 2 points away, it just feels like we've randomly gained a point from nowhere, because I just didn't think we were going to get that. So, it's not too bad. We're finally in the top half of the table, which really shouldn't be this challenging, but, well, it is proving to be as well. PSG are struggling too, by the way. They lost to Nimes, so it looks like to get into the Europa League spots, we're going to have to overtake PSG, which is going to be very bizarre, but we've got another game left to play today. We've got Nantes. Unfortunately, the majority of our team will be back for that game. We'll still be missing a couple of the injuries, but a lot of them will be back. So, let's get towards that. So, here we are for game number 2 against Nantes, and the team is looking a lot more like what we're used to. Still a couple of the rotation players in there due to injuries. Vidal, notably, still at right back instead of Horn, being probably the biggest one. Melenda is still absent from the bench due to his injury as well. So, other than that, we've got pretty much our first team out there. Now, there are a couple of players I'm still not quite sure about. For example, Sayas versus Passu, but I do think Sayas has been playing quite well, so I'm keeping him in there for now, because, well, I'm not going to take out players who are playing well. The thing that's really starting to sort of worry me this season is we do seem to have very dedicated goal scorers and assisters, sort of like for example, Issei and Preti, neither of them have gotten an assist so far, whereas Marietti and Gransar have got absolutely loads, and I do think that might cause a bit of trouble, sort of. I preferred it when it was our whole front line who was scoring goals, because it meant we weren't relying on a specific player, but maybe that'll change as the season develops. I really don't know, but anyway, let's get stuck into this game. It's difficult so far, but if we can get 3 points in here, every single win matters at this point, so they've got a 4-4-1-1, and if we should be able to turn this over, let's be honest. We should be able to go out there and impress me is a pretty good encapsulation of what I want. Unfortunately, only 2 players, our goalkeeper and our striker, reacted well to it, but I hope they stick with him. I don't know. I don't care about Bordeaux's manager, if I'm being perfectly honest. We beat Bordeaux, so yeah, I hope they keep their manager. We've got a throw in here. Early into the game, Quamena looks to find Romain and does so as we go all the way back to Mysonial, and it looks like we're going to build out from the back. We go back to Romain, and, well, if we can find a good path forward here down this left-hand side, we might be able to create something. Assayas goes to Marietti, turns to the right, and manages to find Gransar. Can we find a cross into the box? Preti is there, but, well, no, we have to go back a little bit it first. Still trying to build something though. Still pushing and passing very quickly, very well. And Sayas on it again. Can we find anything on this left-hand side? Kwamena looks like he might be breaking. No, but Pretty from outside the box. Nearly a fantastic opportunity there, but just couldn't quite get it on target. It was very close, so credit to him, but not quite there. But we do take a throw-in, but they clear. Too many men committed there, really. We didn't really have an easy option. We had everyone in the box, and now they've just charged forward. They've given it to Hamar, and he's just struck, but Mysonio does manage to just turn it around for a corner. We just need to try and find a way to keep this out. Duda on the ball, flicks out. Diabate, they'd strike multiple times and they all just deflect out. Duda again, we need to close the gap. Diabate flicks on. Vidal, just get it out, thank you. We finally get rid of the danger. They've got a throw in our half this time, and if we can repeat what they did, no, we managed to get the clearance out, but we can't get on the end of it, and Hammer's on it. He strikes, and it deflects off the post. We luckily picked that up. That was fortunate. More than anything, that felt lucky. As we have a throw-in of our own. Asay nods down to Sayas. Puts it in the centre for Bordas. Is he going to strike? He is. And Elan Bordas bags his first of the season. Assisted by Sayas. And, well, as soon as he got that ball, you just had that gut feeling that he was just going to hammer it. And he did. Straight into the back of the net. Our anchor man bagging a goal. It's not something you see every day. But the space he had was sublime. And, well, he just absolutely hits it. The space was sublime. That sounds more like it's complimenting the actual grass than him for finding it. But you know what I meant. So, it puts us 1-0 up. And honestly, not a bad way to take it. A very nice goal. Let's keep it going. So, we're 1-0 up at half-time. And honestly, it's not going too badly. But it's not going overly well either. I don't know. It feels like a very even game where both teams are sort of cancelling each other out. But hopefully, we can just sort of pull away a little bit more in this second half. So, happy with your performance, keep it up. You can't fault a win. Nantes are not a bad side, by the way. They're in the top half. They're just above us, if I'm not mistaken. So, it's not bad to have the lead so far, but I would like to extend it. I would like to keep it safe. So, we're an hour in, and despite him having a good game, I'm going to bring off Sayas for Pasu, because these amount of red cards that we've had this season is getting really ridiculous, and it's honestly starting to worry me a little bit. I'm getting a little bit worried that every time we get a booking, we're going to see a red card. So I'm just going to bring him off and try and keep it safe. There's a little bit of worries going on about our attack as well, actually. So Stefan for Pretty. I wasn't planning on doing it, but looking at these ratings, there's a lot of 6.4s, 5s, and then Pretty on a 6.4 as well. Just make that change and just try and change it up top to see if we can find a goal. And immediately we have a highlight. Kwamena flicks into the box. Grandsar on the back post, but just can't direct it goalwards. It gets headed clear. And now they're looking to attack us. Robert is on the ball. That's not a hard name to say. It's literally an English name. As they're on the right-hand side, they put into the box. There's a scrap for the ball, but they do get on the end of it. And as soon as I make changes, they do score. That's worrying, really, isn't it? That's never an ideal sign. I'm not even sure if our changes went into effect yet. I believe they did, but it's a frustrating goal because everyone was just fighting for the ball here, but they just ended up on it, and the shot was just an absolute hammer into the back of the net. And, well, it levels things out at 1-1, and that's not ideal. Well, we do have a corner. Bordas is going to take, flicks into the box. Stefan heads just over the bar. It's close for him there, but he just can't direct it goalwards once again, and it's getting frustrating, to be honest. So I want to make another change, but I just don't know what. I don't know what to do to try and find a goal here, unless we maybe go for Bertheus and then just drag him back down to here and go for an advanced playmaker on support and just try and focus on creating chances. Maybe put Grandsar as an attacker. Yeah, let's go for that, and just for these last 15 minutes, see if that can find us a goal. Well, there is a highlight. The ball's coming up towards our defence, but Diabate just heads it straight to Duda. We've seen him do that a fair few times. Vidal gives away a penalty. We don't need VAR for that. That was clear cut. I even will admit that myself. They're going to step up to take it. Matthew strikes and just fires into the back of the net in the 85th minute. We've thrown it away, and it came from a familiar scenario. It was, well, first of all, the penalty given away by Vidal, but then it was the header away from Diabate that just goes straight to them. It's just such a recurring problem. Like, the rest of his game feels really good, but that is just such a constant issue, and it's going to see us pick up a defeat in this game, a 2-1 defeat. And that's hard to take, really. I think we played a decent match, but it's, well, yeah. Maybe I made a mistake. I made changes too early based on factors that weren't that relevant, like the yellow card, but I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. That's just frustrating, really. This whole season's frustrating, if I'm going to be honest. It's it's a lot to take on right now. It's just not going very well, especially compared to the last one. So, yeah, we've got the winter break coming up soon as well, and I don't really want that if I'm being honest. But, well, we've got 2 more games and then another 2 after that. PSG, then the winter break. That's not fun. Well, the end of this easier, quote-unquote, easier run is coming to an end, and in it, so far, we've only picked up 2 wins, 2 draws, and the majority of them have been defeats, which is, not great, really, but we need to turn it around. We've got Saint Etienne and Guingamp coming up, and we need 6 points. Honestly, we need 3 points from every single game, pretty much, at this point. If we want to, well, not even just qualify for Europe, but if we want to keep our job, I mean, that's where our board confidence is at right now, 27%, and if we go to the overall, stable. We started at untouchable. So although it says stable, what that actually says is not stable at all. It's dropping like a rock. So, not good. Really not good. Let's see if we can improve it tomorrow, as we will play 2 more matches. That will be up at 5:30, or you can subscribe to get it into your feed. I just want to say as well, thank you to everyone who's sticking with the series despite the poor run of results and this poor run of form. It can get quite, I don't know, not demotivating. I guess, yeah, demotivating to keep coming back and playing when you just know you're going to get battered. But the support you guys are showing is very much appreciated. And I really, yeah, thank you for that. It just means a lot. So, I will catch you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Follow the Twitter, join the Discord, and goodbye.